What's up guys, welcome back to another cheap Miata build video. As you can see, the car is on jack stands because I went to do the rear brakes, which was going to be a video for you guys. But when I went to do it, I realized that both adjustment screws are toast. One of them is completely gone and the other one is completely stripped out. So I have no way to compress the rear calipers as far as I know. So I have two new ones on order and then I can finish the job and then that video will finally be out. But in the meantime, I finally ordered a shifter rebuild kit. So in this package from Tight Racing, and we have a 5X shifter rebuild kit with the brass bushing upgrade that everybody talks about. So I don't know if I've mentioned this in any prior videos, but the shifter right now is actually missing a few bushings on the inside, or springs or something like that. So the shifter is super loose and doesn't really like to go into first gear sometimes, and really doesn't like to go into reverse a lot of times. So that is not ideal and we need to fix it. Also, the forecast says it might rain again today, so I'm not going to be able to take the top down and give you guys a really good aerial view of this job because I'm scared I'll get rained on. But without further ado, let's get started. Did I record any of that? Oh, I did. Wonderful. I've actually decided I'm going to live on the edge today. It's super messy in here, so to get the best angle, I feel like I'm going to have to drop the top, and you guys can see how I've been using the car as a storage unit for the past few days while it's been on jack stands. As you can see, the interior is filthy, but we're not going to let that stop us from getting some work done. So the first thing you're going to need is a Phillips head screwdriver, and under these little tabs right here, there's Phillips heads that you should take off. One on either side. Try not to block your view too much in this video. I'm really bad about that, I've noticed. Bruh. I take both of these Phillips heads out. Just like that. Sometimes there's a screw in here, I believe. My car does not have it. And then I think there's also screws, back here. Looks like there is two of them. Then I'm going to take my shift knob off. And you would normally pull this up and disconnect it, but mine's super glued in because the clips are broken. So I'm just going to wiggle this up and try to get enough room to disconnect it without taking it out. Oh, okay. Well, we'll just super glue that back in, I guess. I don't know why they made this out of the worst plastic in the world. Oh, and then this thing needs to come off too. My little shift knob adapter because my shift boot won't go over it.
Well, damn, do that to me!
Now we can pull this whole center console trim thing out, set it over there, and as you can see now, you have access to your shifter. If you didn't order this boot, you're going to want to try to keep it as intact as possible because it's good to have blocks out noise and dirt and heat from coming up through your transmission tunnel. So since mine's in good condition, I did not order one, and I'm going to try to keep this one intact. But for example, let's throw this bad boy in gear. That should be first gear. All that room, that's like basically neutral checking in first gear. Second, not any better. It's just terrible all the way around. So anyways, we want to fix that. Look at how that's so bad. All right, so we're going to fix that. You got 4 10mm bolts to take off here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now that can be kind of pulled up out of the way. I think I need to get the camera down here to show the shape that this shifter is in right now. So if we lift this up and out of the way, you can kind of see there. I mean, that is just, there's no boot left. Very wiggly, as you can see. Moves up and down a ton. Side to side quite a bit as well. That is just not good. So anyways, you can pull this boot up out of the way and get 1, 2, and then when there's one on the other side, so 3 10mm bolts off of that, and then you should be able to pull the shifter up. Once you have them cracked loose, you can just pull them out by hand. They shouldn't be too tight. Then you can just pull the shifter out. I'm going to go ahead and lay down some shop towels here because this part will get messy. So you can go ahead and pull this out just like that. I'm going to set it down. And my shifter turret fluid has already been changed recently, so I'm not even going to bother with that. But in your case, if you haven't changed it, you'll want to. So you just take a turkey baster, suck all that out of there, and then put new fluid back in. So for this, as you can see, it's got this little plastic bushing on it. You just want to pull that off.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
It can be a little difficult. Ouch. Much harder to get off than old bushings. I was kind of trying to salvage it because it is like a brand new OEM bushing, but doesn't seem like that is going to happen. So, oh well. It's not like anyone's going to use this OEM bushing anyways. There we go. It is off, as you can tell. Just touch my ball like that. It's nice. I bet you like watching that. Anyways. There we go. That made it super easy. Okay. So there we go. We got that lower boot off, just like that. It's all intact. That's wonderful. Now we can slide this old factory lower boot off. And there you have it. That is a Bear shifter. Kind of looks like it has a bend in it. I don't know if it's supposed to. But my guess is no. But that doesn't bother us any. We're going to throw it back in. Not that piece though. That is trash. Now I'm going to quick reference the Flying Miata how-to because I don't actually remember what order these bushings go back in.
I'm not a smart man.
I almost forgot to mention you're going to have to move one of these pins out of the way. These are the pins that kind of hold the shifter in place. I forgot because my car doesn't have the bushing that's supposed to be under them. But anyways, grab yourself some of these and something to not mar the end of the little pin. I'm going to try the trick that the Flying Miata guy used. Use 2 of these, so we'll see how that goes. Aha! I got it. Okay. Now, the guy in the video I watched said once you have it a little bit out, it'll be a lot easier to move more. So, and he was correct. It was much easier to move once it is a little bit out of the way. Be very careful not to mar this surface because then all of your shifter oil will leak out. Okay, now I am going to reference the Flying Miata video like I said earlier. I just referenced the video. Turns out the bend in this is completely normal. That's how it's supposed to look, so that's exciting. And I know the order of these washers and bushings now. For a 99 to 05 Miata, I think they're all the same. You're going to take the white plastic bushing with the grooves in it. You're going to make sure the openings for the grooves face up, if I remember correctly. You're going to slide that down on top of the shifter. Then you're going to take your wave washer with the prongs on it. You're going to slide that down and then squish it on top of the white washer thing with the prongs in the grooves, just like that. Then you can take your lower boot, slide it over the top, and I'm just going to use a dab of gear oil to let it slide over. And then, yep, slides right over. Easy peasy. Make sure you get it down onto the actual lower part of the shaft, and then I'm going to wipe this. I'm going to take our brass bushing and shove it on. It's a little bit easier if you have a rubber mallet. just like that. As you can see, brass bushing is on. It is super tight. Then your actual shifter is ready to go in, but before you can do that, you have to take the smooth wave washer, the one with no prongs on it, and slide it down here. Oh, hey look, that's the only one that I actually had. It is absolutely crushed and mangled, but it was in there. Anyways, take your new one, slide it in here under the dowel, and then you take this one, this black plastic bushing, and also slide it in there under that dowel. Once those are both in there, you should be able to put everything back together. Okay, just reference the picture real quick to make sure that I had it all right. Before I slide that back in, take a rag or something non-marring and slide this pin back in. Oop. See, that is what you don't want to do. Hopefully that won't cause too many issues for me. Now that I have it most of the way in, I'm just going to go ahead and drive it home with the rubber mallet. Now you can go ahead. Well, actually, before you put this all together, we have to grease all of this. All right, I'm back with my grease. Ignore the container, it leaked. So this is my solution. So I'm just gonna take grease and smear it on everything. Miata guys, feel free to tell me how wrong I'm doing everything. Not that I'll care, but go ahead. I realize that when I'm doing these videos, I start to talk more and more monotone throughout the video because I just get focused on what I'm doing. So I'm trying to avoid doing that. But I already know I did it a bunch during this video, so that's unfortunate. I'm just going to get just a little more grease for these little like slide pin areas just because they got so marred up from not having the bushings in there. Highly unfortunate, but oh well. I believe you want it to lean towards you. That just makes the most sense to me because you want it to lean towards the driver. Or wait, does it lean forwards or backwards? Or I'm not actually sure, honestly. It leans kind of a bunch of ways. Well, I think you want it to lean towards you mostly. It's like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to drop this in. Although it seemingly does not want to fit in anywhere. Not sure why that is. Oh, there it goes. Probably want this in neutral before you do all this, because that was a little scary. I thought it wasn't going to go in. So now, line up these 3 bolt holes. I don't think it really matters the orientation of the shape of this gasket. I'm going to take your 3 10mm bolts, the ones without the washers, if you remember from the beginning. And I'm just going to thread these in. Now, if I remember correctly from the videos I've watched on this, you run a pretty high risk of damaging this boot if you tighten it down too much. So you just kind of get it like snug and then don't mess with it anymore. Then you can go ahead and take your upper boot. I'm refraining from just like messing with this because I really want to see how it feels. But anyways, you can take your upper boot. Oh, that's backwards. The skinny side goes towards you, as I've just learned. And you slide this like that. And you're going to take your 4 10mm, the ones with the washers on them, and thread them in. Just get it snug, and you should be good. Bruh. This stupid thing just fell off for no reason, and then I tried to put it back on, and the clip just sheared right off. So I guess that's another thing I'm going to have to glue on. Alright, I guess now we can start reinstalling everything. Alright, so we're going to take this. This is supposed to be that cool Likewise shifter thing where it lets you get the Likewise logo like perfectly centered, but I have not gotten it to work. It's honestly kind of a pain in the ass. So, Likewise, Actually, I'm not even going to blame you guys. I like your shifters. They're cool, but mine is a little finicky for some reason. Now we're going to put all our Phillips heads back in. One here. All right. I'll break out the super glue. Glue this little panel in. Now, if you're hating on me right now because I'm using super glue to fix this car, you can go buy a $2,300 Miata and you can fix it as properly as you would like. But I'm going to use super glue because it's $2,300 Miata. Boom. Professional, if you ask me. But don't ask me. Skeeters are getting bad. All right, we got 2 more Phillips heads. 1 right here and 2. All right, I'm gonna move this stuff to the ground. Oh, thank God those didn't spill everywhere. So that I can set the camera over here and you guys can get my genuine reaction to touching this knob for the first time. Let's see. All right. Oh my God! Look at how stiff that is. Getting grease on my shifter. That is so much better. I feel like it's probably gonna break in so that it actually like returns to the center because that's probably not good. But I mean, that is amazing. Trying to kind of break it in a little bit. But I mean, that goes into gear. Look at that, dude. There's like almost no play when it's in gear. Oh my God, that is 1,000 times better. Like, I do want it to break in so that it returns. It's getting better already, so I can tell it's gonna break in. But this is amazing. I'm so excited, dude. I wish I could drive the car right now. But like, oh, dude, cruising gonna be so much better. Oh my God, I'm so excited, dude. Can't wait to just touch this knob while I'm driving. It's gonna be a nice stiff knob now. It's so much better than a soft knob.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
See if we can adjust this shifter position. My guess is no. Do that much. See where that lands us. See? And then I tighten it, and it just tightens that back down. And you might think, well, like, oh, don't tighten it all the way, but then I'm driving and it unscrews. So, I don't know. Likewise, fix your stuff, bros. See, that's pretty good right there. Actually, I like that because the Likewise logo faces me. Maybe a little super glue, my favorite tool, will get this good to go. We're going to try to return it to that position after we super glue it. So just 1 turn in. And then maybe the super glue will hold it in place. Who knows? I added another dab over here for good measure. Oh my God, he's using super glue on $100-something shifter. I don't care. All right. I want this thing to stay in place. That seems good for now. We'll leave it. Likewise, logos facing me. See, I don't like that it doesn't really fully return to neutral. I guess it returns enough for it to go into third. So that's fine. First, second, third. See, I'm scared I'm going to go first, second. Like all the Honda guys, you know, that don't know how to drive. But first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. And sixth. No, I'm just kidding. That's reverse. I'm super excited about this. I guess I'm just yapping at this point, but like, all right. I appreciate you guys watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was informative enough that you could go ahead and replicate this on your car. But if anything happens to your car, I have no liability at all, and do not contact me. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.